participating in the 2017 Good Vibrations March Meet this weekend in Bakersfield.
Yeah, it's there's March Madness in basketball, and then this weekend is going to be the March Meet, live coming at you, Good Vibrations, Motorsports Way, and it's in Bakersfield, California. And what we're going to be talking with Tom is what's happening in drag racing, and tell us a little bit about the March Meet. And there's some interesting things about the racetrack there that people should know who are absolute drag racing fans, as I am.
And you're friends. You've been friends for a long time with Tom.
Tom and I
right?
have been friends since 1978, actually.
Hey, that was the year I was born.
You were born in 1978? Oh, man.
Does that mess with you a little bit?
Careful.
Well, it is. It will be fun. I love hearing some stories. I bet you guys. Where did you meet?
How did we meet? We went to some of the football guys, Vince Ferragamo, myself, Jack Youngblood, Jimmy Youngblood, all those guys, Doug France at the time. We all went out to Orange County Raceway, and just, like you do, you buy a pit pass and you just walk up to all these different drivers and start talking, and it kind of led to that. And so we got him some tickets for the sideline.
Fun.
And Tom had a jewelry store, and he was making jewelry for everybody.
Really? So he was jewelry making and drag racing?
He had all the coaches, and he had all the assistants, all covered, and it was great when it came around to Christmas and everything. It was really a lot of fun. The locker room, he had to break guys out of there who were picking out stuff for their girlfriends and their wives, and to get them to go out to practice. And of course, the topic of practice was, did you get that bracelet for Sharon? So there's a lot of really funny things that were going on, and he would come out every time Tom would drive up. People would run over to him and say, "What do you got now, Tom?" And he'd open up this black briefcase,
flip it open,
jammed full of stuff in there.
I know a guy named Vinny that does the same thing.
He does. But when we come back, we're going to say hi to Tom McEwen. He's going to chat with us for a little while. So whatever you do, don't run off, and stay tuned.
Absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun here in the Sports Lounge today with our special guest. Again, big news. Gosh, we've got Magic Johnson in the news today, Bob Miller, and some baseball news, and Tom McEwen. That's right. He joins us next. It is the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer and Jennifer Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I have my own business, so I wear lots of hats. Now I'm wearing my office manager hat because I need supplies.
Well, Staples has everything you need, like paper, ink and toner, the latest tech.
Now I'm putting on my CFO hat because I can't overspend.
And you won't. Right now, save up to 50% on a new office chair.
All my hats and I would like to thank you.
They are welcome.
Staples. Everything you need for business at great prices. And now save up to 50% on a new office chair during our winter chair event. Ends 3/11/17. Visit staples.com/furniture deals.
Want the look of hardwood, but not the worry of water? Get the best selection of Woodlook waterproof floors, up to 34% off at Lumber Liquidators Spring Flooring Sale. Choose from more than 60 varieties of Woodlook tile, vinyl plank, and new Click ceramic plank. And get new Dream Home X2O highly water-resistant laminate at introductory prices. More from 69 cents and special financing. Bring on the spring showers. We've got you covered with incredible deals on waterproof floors and more at the Spring Flooring Sale at Lumber Liquidators.
Welcome back to the Sports Lounge. The great Fred Dreyer. I'm Jennifer Horn. In for Michael Horn. He'll be back next week. But we're having some fun today, Fred. I know Mike is going to be a little sad that he's missing out because we are being joined now on our big guest hotline by Tom McEwen. He is a drag racer. You know him. He's won the NHRA U.S. Nationals during what is an extensive 45-year career. He's listed at, get this, number 16 of the 50 most significant drivers of the NHRA's first 50 years. Pretty incredible stuff. Tom McEwen, welcome to the Sports Lounge.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Hey, Tom. Nice to hear your voice again, darling. How are you?
Darling. I love this.
How's everything, kid?
Well, everything's fine, now that you're aboard. And, I'm just noticing in this, college basketball has March Madness, And
Oh, yeah. It's hot right now.
So now we've got the March meet out of Bakersfield, and we want to get into that a little bit with you this weekend. But
Yeah, I'm up in Bakersfield at the Smokers March meet, which we've been coming to since 1958. A year ago, I was in the hospital getting a pacemaker put in, so I missed it last year. And I'm up here, and the weather's beautiful, and hoping everybody comes.
well, how's your pacemaker doing? You all right?
Yeah, it's I told him what you said. Drink 5 gallons of water an hour, and I'll be all right.
You will. Float those kidneys, buddy.
That's right. It sounds like some good Fred Dreyer advice. Tom, we were just talking in the last segment about the way that you met Fred, and I guess it happened when he came with some of his football buddies and met you at a race, and then you guys became friends. He said you were quite the jewelry maker of the time.
Everybody wants Fred's kidneys.
Is that true? Is that something I should be looking for?
Well, Fred takes care of himself. Ever since I've known him, he's been on me about what I eat, my diet, and all his friends, and he's a pain in the ass sometimes, but he's right.
That's right.
As far as being healthy, I mean, look at him. He looks like he's 20 years old, so whatever he's doing must be right.
Well, so far so good. You know how it goes. You know the old irony. The guy takes so good care of himself that he steps off the curb and gets hit by a motorcycle.
That's right.
No, that's exactly. We get run over by a cigarette truck or something.
Exactly. Hey, now listen. You're up at Bakersfield right now, right?
Yes, sir. I'm up at Formosa at the Smokers Big March meet up here.
Give us, I went out there. The last time I was there was about 3 years ago. Boy, it might even be 4 years ago. Coming this summer was when we were making the movie, the Snake and the Mongoose, and so I went up there and I never really took a real good look at the racetrack. And I noticed one thing, and I was talking to Tom about this. It wasn't at the time, Tom, the only raceway that was concrete all the way through the quarter of a mile.
Right, it's got some traction up here too, boy. Let me tell you, and we've got a real break in the weather. We've had rain for 6 or 7 weekends in a row, and our poor buddy Jack Williams has passed on. Your friend too, and we got tickets from him and all that. And he's been gone now a few years, and so he's looking down on everybody here, making sure the weather's nice. And this track is 20 miles outside of Bakersfield, and it was one of the first ones, and it'll probably be the last one.
Wow. And what kind of difference does that play, Tom? I mean, what's the ultimate track that you're looking for? What's the most favorable to drivers?
Well, this is kind of a nostalgia up here. It's not like the modern day NHRA tracks like you'd go to Pomona or Phoenix or Indy or something where they run 330 miles an hour in 3 seconds. This is an actual quarter mile, and it's a nostalgia car cycle we drove back 30, 40 years ago. So top speed here would be like 250 miles an hour and probably 570 laps time or something like that. And then they have Alters and Roadsters and Gassers, and it's coming up here is like going back into the Lions or Santa Ana or San Gabriel drag strip. Everyone likes it up here because it's real laid back and it's like going back in time.
Well, now along that line, this is going to be a pure straight quarter mile run. It's not 1,000 feet, right?
Right. NHRA went to 1,000 feet to slow them down a little bit. And they're hauling butt there. But yeah, this is a quarter mile here, Fred.
Well, wasn't it Scott Coletta's death, but kind of spurred this thing on to shorten it down?
Yeah, it's the parachutes and the nitro and all the normal stuff, and in the pits they have guys, selling stuff, and they have a swap meet area here with old, like old racing junk and everything. It's quite a happening, and they get 10 or 15,000 people up here, and it's been going on since Art Chrisman beat Ernie Asham in 1958.
Oh, a great
We've been
showdown.
coming. We've been coming every year up here, and it's a fun place.
Well, it used to be all drag racing used to be a quarter of a mile. Now it's 1,000 feet. You think they'll ever? You think are they ever going to go back to the quarter mile?
I don't think so. There's a lot of people would like to, but I think it's safer. I mean, but they're going faster. They're going faster at 1,000 feet now than they did a quarter of a mile. So I think, they're running 336 miles an hour in 1,000 feet now. These dragsters and funny cars.
Well, you're going to need to
slow them down any.
Yeah, you're going to need to move the entire event out to the airport.
I'm telling you.
That would be a lot of fun.
Now, if my geography is right, Tom, you're near a lot of military bases up north of Bakersfield, right? Do a lot of military attend this event over the weekend?
Yes, and they draw people clear from Oregon,
wow.
Arizona. Some people from out of state are here from Sweden and Germany even come to this race. So this is a big deal here. So
you think
good.
You think there will be it'll be a sold out weekend?
Well, I hope so. October's race, when NHRA has their reunion race in October, they have two big races a year. They have this one, and then March, and then they have one in October. And the October race, it was sold out, and this one here usually is bigger than that one. So it does very well, and we got a real break in the weather this weekend, so hopefully we're going to be okay, buddy.
Well, you can get tickets at Auto Club Famoso Raceway.com. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, Auto Club Famoso, Famoso Raceway.com. Get on there, click it on, and get your tickets and get up there. You don't have to stay the whole weekend. Get up there. But I was going to ask, they have accommodations if you want to spend the entire weekend up there, don't they?
Oh, yeah, lots of hotels, good places to eat, and they can walk in and buy tickets, or they can buy them over the Internet, and they can come up for the whole weekend, or they come up for just the day.
Well,
wow.
Good. This is great. So get your tickets out there. Tom, thanks for joining us, and say hi to all the pals out there.
Yeah, they want to know when you're going to come back. I told them that you're saving your money, and then you and George will come up next time.
We're going to work on it.
Maybe I'll
All right, well, I think we lost Tom. Too bad there, but Tom McEwen, you can check him out. Good Vibrations March Meet, March 2nd through the 5th. It's happening this weekend. Tickets start at just $30. This is a great day. Kids tickets only $10. Such a deal. Get more information on the website. It is autoclubfamosoraceway.com. That's www.autoclubfamosoraceway.com. More up ahead. We're in the lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from Rome to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Hey there! Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right. Get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Welcome back. You are in the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer. I am Jennifer Horn in for Michael Horn. And lots of fun today, Fred, because it is March.
Yes.
And with March comes the spring, soon to follow.
Yeah.
And that means...
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. That means that baseball is just around the corner. We are in the midst of the beginning of spring training. The Cactus League is well underway in Arizona. You have a lot of teams playing. And I have to ask you some rule changes, Fred. I got to get your thoughts on some of these changes that we've heard. A lot of emphasis being put on the shortening of the baseball game. And so to combat the length of the baseball game, these geniuses that are the bosses at Major League Baseball said, hey, we can save some time. Instead of doing 4 pitches for an intentional walk, maybe we can just skip ahead and do a sign from the dugout. So, Fred, as a guy who studies sports, you've played sports, you are an accomplished athlete. Does this make a darn bit of difference? Because to me, the average not athlete, not sports player, not studier of the game, someone who enjoys baseball, I mean, you're only getting intentional walks maybe every other game, every 2 games. This is not something that happens frequently enough to actually save a large amount of time from the baseball game.
Well, as I have said many times, and I repeat it, and this is one of the reasons that we do this show, is that this circumstance is a direct relationship to what I call government sports, government baseball,
the politics
government
of the industry,
football.
right?
It's once the rule makers start getting involved in the actual feasibility of what the game is, you've got big time problems. You've got these lawyers and all these people who are clamoring that they want to be the ones that now shorten baseball. It's gone from 2 hours and 8 minutes to almost 4 hours.
That's right.
And it's because of television. It's because TV has told ownership, okay, we're going to broadcast your product. We're going to put it on the air, and we're going to give you billions of dollars. And for that, in exchange, we're going to do what we want to do. And so ownership now has to eat this problem. Fans are turning the show off because the games are too long. Fans are turning off football because the games are too long, and the product on the field is as boring and flat as you can imagine. I can give an opinion about why that is. It would take us down the road another 20 minutes. But the real essence here is that you've now got people who have now stepped out in front of the cameras and said, we're going to shorten this game. I'm going to come up with some rules. And they come up with some stupid, preposterous thing that's cosmetic. You know, the amount of time in baseball and the amount of time that it takes for a manager to tell the pitcher, let's put him on, and the catcher stands up and puts his hand outside for 4 wide pitches.
That's right.
The time that happens and the time that the guy throws the bat down, takes off his body armor, and trots down to first base is what? 2 minutes?
Max.
Maybe
Maximum.
2 minutes.
And by the way, this doesn't happen every single game. I mean, this happens, maybe every other game or so. I mean, this is not like something that's happening multiple times during the game that's somehow sludging up the fast-moving process of the ball game.
Yeah, you're not going to stand up and say, "Oh, gee, I'm so glad they decided, to walk this guy."
Phew, we dodged a bullet there.
So that type of stuff. What they should be talking about is how the commercial breaks. Every time a pitcher is changed, they go to a commercial. Every time a guy says, "Okay, we're going to go on the internet here and see if that guy was out at second base," there's a commercial. Every time they can squeeze in some form of money-making deal, which is fine. They're putting it on the air, but you can't, for the sake of common sense, put all of this on the viewing public, the paying public. I go to Dodger games, and I've been going all my life, and what they've turned the Dodger games into is unbelievable.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because when you go to these games, you complain. I mean, there's dancing and there's singing and there's all
there's
this
a happy
craziness.
cam, there's a kissing cam.
That's right.
And all this stuff in between. They can't wait for the pitcher to strike somebody out. And before the pitcher is off of the mound, they cut to a commercial, and you're on the big screen with some sort of preposterous, commercial antics.
I think you just boiled it down. I mean, all of that nonsense at the ball games happens because of the TV timeout. And so if Major League Baseball really wants to shorten those games, it's all about product placement, right? Forget those commercials.
When we get back, I want to tell the story of in 1969 when I was a rookie with the Giants playing in Yankee Stadium. About this new collective bargaining agreement and what happened at the very birth of television and pro football.
All right, we will do that, plus more Lakers news next. It's the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you'll never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details, and don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins, plus so much more. A chocolate fondue fountain, Zeblis, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. All at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Hi, everybody. This is Michael Horn. And a lot of people ask me, how do I receive CRN? How can I tune it in? It's easy. Just use your smartphone. Take CRN with you everywhere. Right now, take your smartphone and dial pound 250 and hit send. When prompted, say CRN Talk. You'll immediately receive a text to download our app on your Android or iPhone. And you can listen to CRN wherever you are. Just dial pound 250 and hit send. When prompted, say CRN Talk.
Welcome back to the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer. I'm Jennifer Horn, in for Michael Horn. He'll be back next week. And before the break, Fred, you said you had a little glimpse into the future. Set the stage for us.
Yeah, I was just commenting on the National Football League, television contracts, Major League Baseball trying to do everything they can possibly, because they care for us, and they're good stewards of the sport. They want to make sure that they address the issue of games that are too long. And in baseball, certainly, they've gone from a 2-hour and 8-minute, enjoyable afternoon to almost 4 hours. Mm-hmm. And we've all been a part of games that you just can't believe they're taking another timeout, or here comes the manager again out to talk to the umpire, and and while he's talking to the umpire, let's cut away for this important commercial break. So you have all of that, and I was saying that in my first year when I was drafted by the Giants in '69, I remember on the sideline on a beautiful October day, and I was on the Giants bench, and a guy came up out of the third base Yankee dugout. We played in Yankee Stadium. Mm-hmm. And he came out and he started jogging down behind the Giants bench. And he was saying, "We sold out. The league sold out. It's unbelievable. It's never happened before. The league sold out." And so what that was about is that it was the first week. That was the first week that every NFL game was sold out. There were no-shows.
Oh, I see. So every stadium had
every
sold
stadium,
out.
every game had
Full attendance,
packed, and it was in '69. There was a lot of time that went by between the '63 Giants, who won the world championship, and the '69 Giants, who were not very good.
Right.
So there was the mid to late '60s is where ownership started to curry the sales of their product and the delivery of their product to the masses. And the only way to do that certainly was through television, CBS, ABC, NBC. But it was really CBS that stepped forward and said, "Okay, we're going to do a package with you." So a young Pete Rozelle brokered this deal where they did a 5-year deal in 1970. And so what it was is in '69, I was there when the guy said everybody's sold out. So the '69 season was the whole story was about that year was not only about the Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and that year the Kansas City Chiefs won.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting part of this is 1969 was the foundation, the footwork that was being done for the classic 1970 collective bargaining agreement. The first one, not only between owners and players, but it was between the league and major broadcast
The networks now.
networks.
Right.
Okay. And so I remember in 1970 riding on the Lexington Avenue line from my place in Midtown Manhattan up to the Bronx, and got off at 164th Street and walked down behind Yankee Stadium reading the New York Times. I remember stopping, and Yankee Stadium had those, what they looked like, they were ticket booths that looked like phone booths. They were round.
I remember seeing those.
They
yeah.
were red, and you go up and buy a ticket to the bleachers, or you go around to center field, you go around to right field, and you buy a ticket and you get into the stadium. It was for walk-up traffic. I remember leaning up against one of those ticket booths in 1970 and reading this article in the New York Times about this presently brokered contract between Broadcast America and the National Football League. And there was like 5 owners that were spearheading, along with Pete Rozelle, going to market and negotiating in Manhattan for this first contract.
Wow.
And the conversation was, what's going to happen? I think Leonard Koppett wrote this article in the New York Times. What's going to happen to the National Football League, the great game we love, now that its owners are selling it off to the networks?
Unbelievable.
What are we going to get?
Wow.
This is 1970. And so that was a big deal, And sure enough, throughout my career from 70 to 81, you could see, I remember reading the article and asking that question. My generation of player is at the root and the inception of what we're looking at now. And that is this hideous runaway beast that doesn't have anybody behind the steering wheel. Because here's what it is. It comes down to this. You have a product, and because you sell it in the free open marketplace for broadcast, does not mean it doesn't come with certain stipulations and regulations. You're responsible. The network isn't responsible for your product. You, the ownership, is.
Yep.
And so when you go to them and say, okay, great, we're going to negotiate a 5-year deal, and here's you're going to have a Monday Night Football game and all that stuff. That basic structure was laid out there for 5 years with the networks in the league. But what didn't come with that was the league, the founding fathers. These are the people who actually, like Jack Mara, who Wellington's father, who paid $25,000 in a gambling debt to get the Giants. Wow. They bought these franchises for
nothing,
for
right?
an amount of money that your dad has in his golf bag.
Well, that's not much. I've been in that golf
your dad
bag
that all the time. So all of these guys became trillionaires.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they gave the sport away. And so now that ownerships have changed, coaches have changed, all the people in the front office, nobody remembers how to fix it.
The true sport.
They've given the sport away for billions of dollars. Got $30 billion a year that they split between players and owners now, and they all sit up there and guzzle lobsters and champagne on Sunday.
That's just it. Do they want to even get rid of it?
And they have no idea how to fix their sport. And I'll tell you something.
Do they want to?
They had better. Someone had better say, something, TV, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put regulations on how you broadcast this sport.
Wow. All right. Very, very interesting perspective from our friend Fred Dreyer here in the Sports Lounge. And we're going to do some Lakers news for you next. It is the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
After a rough day on the range, a fella can get a bit saddle sore. That's why I use Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. It works fast and penetrates deep to soothe my tired muscles and joints.
And he don't stink.
And I'll tell you one thing, I had no idea this stuff was so darn handy.
Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. Available at all major retailers. It works fast for long-lasting soothing of tired muscles and joints.
And you won't stink.
Hey, Fred Dreyer and I are really enjoying Blue Apron. Blue Apron, the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. They deliver the food. They give you the recipes. Everything is fresh. It's sourced fresh. It's all great, wonderful cooking. You go out and spend $30 or more going to dinner, $10 a person, and you dine with your family. Go and make the meals together. It's affordable, as I said, about $10 a person per meal. It's got variety. You can customize recipe. It's easy. It's guaranteed. And here's the special deal. You can get your first 3 meals free with free shipping if you go to their website. That's blueapron.com/dryer, D-R-Y-E-R. Again, your first 3 meals free. You get free shipping. Just go to blueapron.com/dryer, D-R-Y-E-R. You love how good it is. It feels good. It tastes good. It's blueapron.com/dryer, D-R-Y-E-R. Blueapron.com/dryer. Check it out today.
Welcome back to the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer. I'm Jennifer Horn, in for Michael Horn. Really interesting conversation. I always love chatting with you, Fred, because this is not about sports scores with you. It's not about necessarily people's records or things like that. It's really about the politics and the stories behind sports. And you provided a really great history for us of how football really gave away its soul. It became commercialized, and it's a whole different game than it really was when you played. And you were there when the transition was underway.
Well, it's like history in school today. To talk about the founding fathers, to talk about capitalism, the great middle class. There's professors in colleges today, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I'll just make a point. There's professors in colleges today who do not understand what the great American middle class is, where it came from, the engine that drove it, developed it, hatched it, and became the envy of the world. Mm-hmm. And that's why people came to America. That's why people so desperately want to be here. It's because they want a part of the American dream. What's the American dream? You're free from government. You're free from intrusion on a state and federal level. You go to Mike Horn's company and have Mike Horn hire you, and you become a great worker, and you make money. You are married. You have a family. You now are able to take your earnings and push it into the middle class, meaning you make a certain amount of money a year, and you get to go out and buy goods. You get to have services, and you get to educate your children. And in that process, you teach your children the history of their beginnings. Mm-hmm. You tell them you're in the greatest country in America. Now, you can see how that becomes so threatening to communism, socialism, liberal progressivism, where government wants to be responsible for your happiness.
That's right.
Okay, let's leave it there for a second and look at the National Football League. You've got ownership who took their product to market, and they said, we want to cut the best deal. And in that deal, in that making, nobody in the National Football League put restrictions on. Just a second. Before we go in there and sign a contract with these people, I want to make sure that this sport doesn't get murdered in the process, doesn't get butchered in the process of us making a lot of money. Everybody who owns a franchise are going to be billionaires. They're going to, and it's going to happen fast. The accumulative, individual and cumulative wealth of the National Football League owners, and baseball as well. Television exploded everything, and we're all better for it. Think of the great things we have. You know, we got television, we got radio, and it's exploded. We have advertising to sell Cokes and sodas. That's the great capitalist way. That's wonderful. But what you wind up getting is you get people saying, "Hey, I love the hot dogs and the pizza, and I love Vinny, announcing the games. But I can't stay here this long. If my kid's got to get up for school on Wednesday, I got to leave in the sixth inning." And so once they start complaining about a truism that is being ignored by ownership, not the networks. I don't hold the networks responsible. I hold the owners to tell the networks, here's what you're going to do. To make a
better deal.
Here's what you're going to do. If we have to take a little bit less money or how we figure this thing out, let's do it. But we're going to chop 40 minutes a game off of this schedule.
Right.
Let's
make it happen.
And that conversation is just like what Trump's doing today. He's telling people, you've abused it, it doesn't work, and we got to go back to good, solid business practices. Anyway, I just wanted to
Speaking of business practices, I don't want to miss out on this because we've just got a couple minutes left in this segment. Magic Johnson has been brought into the Lakers. He gave his first address to fans at the Staples Center this past Monday night for the Lakers All Access event. Jeannie Buss taking big-time control over the Lakers front office by bringing Magic Johnson in. What do you think? How do you see this, Fred? The Lakers have been suffering. They're not winning games. They're, I think, the second worst team in their league. Do you think that these changes from Jeannie Buss are enough for the front office, and will this solve the problems that the Lakers are having on the court?
There's two major things. One of them, you could talk all day on, is the decisions made by the Laker management without Dr. Jerry Buss. He left it to his children, and so far his children are incompetent. They
don't get along.
That's fine. They made bad business decisions. They hired Mike Brown, who was the wrong coach. They hired Mike D'Antoni, who was the wrong coach. Byron Scott to go nostalgia. We want to keep it in the Laker family. Why? He's not a good coach.
Right.
And none of those aforementioned coaches had any idea at all. Mike D'Antoni, they hired Mike D'Antoni, whose pedigree is, we're going to run the legs off of our opponents, and we're going to outscore you. And if we can play a little defense, fine. But if not, I'm not worried about it because we're going to outscore you.
Wow.
Okay, right? That's what Houston's doing right now, okay? But here's the thing. Why would you hire Mike D'Antoni when you've got Kobe who can't run anymore? You've got an entire team. You've got
misusing the team.
You don't even know what your roster is, and you're hiring the wrong coach.
It's an interesting point. All right. When we come back, we will finish up Fred Dreier's thoughts here on these big moves by the Lakers. Are they enough? Does the front office really affect what's going on in the court? The answer, obviously, yes. We'll unpack some more when we return. It's the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreier on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right. For you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right. In Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy's special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
This is Larry Minetti for Herpanicin, the acne medication that really works from the inside out. If you suffer from skin problems, Herpanicin is the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out and gets rid of all kinds of acne and blemishes on your back, neck, and your face. It works so well, you can look and feel like a movie star. Herpanicin, a natural supplement created by Dr. Wayne Diamond. You take a pill, and that's it. I've been on these supplements, and they really work, folks. Don't be afraid to look in the mirror ever again. Get Herpanicin today. Call 888-467-4200. That's 888-467-4200. Herpanicin, it really works. 888-467-4200. Tell them Larry Minetti told you to call and look and feel like $1 million with Herpanicin. Call 888-467-4200.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Back to the Sports Lounge with Fred Dreyer. I'm Jennifer Horn, in for Michael Horn. And Fred, it's always so fun to be with you. These hours just fly by.
Thank you so much.
And we've been having some fun talking about the Lakers. You know, basketball season is really, it's in full swing. We're getting down to the wire here. And the Lakers are trying to make some big moves. And so the question is, you're pointing out some of the failures of the front office that really have caused the problems for the Lakers over the last several years.
And they're being observed by the league. They're being observed by superstars. The collective bargaining agreement now allows you to take your own star that might be free agent to be able to leave the Memphis Grizzlies and go to the Lakers. They take that guy. If he's an all-star, they can give him 6 years. They can entice him not to move. Remember, the collective bargaining agreement, all the way back to I go back 10 years. 10 years anyway, has been the anti-Laker collective bargaining agreement. The owners got together and said, "You got to do something to kill the Lakers. We got to make some rules and regulations, to prevent the Lakers from stealing all the free agent talent."
Wow.
And the big thing was, how Orlando squawked when they realized we can't compete with the Lakers, and we lost Shaq. And now all the Lakers have to do is just say, well, we're gonna go right past the luxury tax. We'll pay it. We're going to get those two guys. We're going to win 4 more rings. And so they did everything they could to stop that. And that's what they've done. Unfortunately, the collective bargaining agreement has taken place and taken effect, and Jerry Buss died, leaving it to incompetent siblings who argue and complain and can't figure out what they're doing. The first thing Jeannie Buss should have done after Jerry died was to get the family together and say, here's where we're going. When Kobe is up, he's gone. We're stripping everybody out of here.
Let's reload.
Right now, we're stripping everybody out of here because a new dawn is dawning, as they say. And so they've got to get together and be organized with it, and they got to get up on the collective bargaining agreement, and they got to do these things. But you can't hire Mike Brown, then Mike D'Antoni, then Byron Scott, and then give Kobe $50 million and tell people you're on the way to solving these problems. This is just complete incompetence.
Now, let me ask you this, because one of the things that kind of got into my mind when I heard about the hiring of Magic Johnson is that these guys are so desperate at the Lakers to save the amount of money they charge for ticket prices, because they charge a pretty penny to go to Lakers games. And with the way they've been losing, you can't expect many people are going to continue to pay that high price. Was this Magic Johnson thing an attempt to keep those people coming to the game, since he is legacy? He's royalty.
Well,
in
that's
Los
part
Angeles.
of it. That's part of it. But the fact remains is that Jeannie Buss and Jerry, while he was alive, but Jeannie Buss allowed Phil Jackson to run Jerry West off. He should have said, Phil, I love you, but you're the coach.
Right.
And Jerry, you're the guy that built this team with my dad. And that's the way it's going to be. When Jerry Buss dies, Jerry West is either going to say, you know what, I'm going to continue on. Maybe I can get 2 or 3 points in ownership. But Jerry West should have never left the Lakers. He should have been the reason. Jerry West was the reason that appealed to all the free agents and their agents. The agents said, go to the Lakers. Why? Because Jerry West is running that thing like a machine. That's why you go there.
All right. See, they just need to hire you, Fred. You've got it down. They should. Hey, don't forget, you can send emails to Fred. You can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com. Just look for The Real Fred Dryer there. And you can also tweet Fred. He's got a very active Twitter account. You can find him on Twitter at Fred_Dryer. And we love to get your messages, right?
We're going to get them, and we're going to see everybody, I think, next time.
That's
so
right. We'll see you next time in the Sports Lounge. For those of you listening on CRN, we will see you next week. Sports Byline listeners, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But if cutting-edge technology is more your style, you'll be happy to know that CRN is now available on Wi-Fi radio. Simply log on to Reciva.com, that's RECIVA.com, and look for CRN. You can access all of our great shows and listen live anywhere in the world. Be part of your favorite shows and get the full CRN listening experience you would have with any traditional radio, podcast, or a live stream from our website. For more information on where or how to listen, and for a full list of our programming, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channels. The radio channels.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Wally Hines. Wall Street has seen its biggest single-day gain in nearly 4 months. The Dow rose above 21,000 points for the first time in what was the biggest gain for the blue chip index so far this year. Analysts say investors are betting big on U.S. stocks. Banks were the biggest gainers amid expectations an improving economy will lead to higher interest rates. We have a new Interior Secretary.
Please place your left hand on the Bible.
Vice President Mike Pence administering the oath to former Montana Congressman Ryan Zinke.
Ryan will become the first cabinet official in the history of the great state of Montana since statehood in 1889. And it is a tribute to a reputation for character and integrity and a devotion to public service like few Americans that I've ever known.
Zinke is pledged to tackle the estimated 12